Fire to this Canadian.
Well, you know, there's some things I just don't know, but certainly what I know is that we're live.
Good warn
So,
me.
welcome to Reason to Speak, everybody. I have special guests today, people who are going to be a week in and week out. They're going to be here every week, so I'm going to introduce you from left to right. Bunto, who
Skiffler
is in and out. He's here every week. Earl, I think this is the first time that you've been an honored guest on my show. Welcome. And Kenny, Mental Outlaw. Always a pleasure to see you. Hello, guys.
Glad to be on the show, Sid.
And then there's me. I am
a white guy.
Sidney Winston. That's who I am.
A communist.
Yes. I also ask an atheist. So let's get going.
What's the name of the show title, Sid?
Yes. Yeah. Well, for the next hour, we're going to discuss what we're going to call the show. The second hour, we'll discuss the topic that we came up with in the first hour.
Third hour, we'll outline it. Okay, what's the show title?
Third hour, we'll summarize.
Sid?
Yes, Bunto.
What was the show title you decided?
It was an open discussion on. Well, actually, to be serious, I wanted to open it up with a.
Seriousness.
I just wanted. I want to open up with saying.
Rafe
Badawi.
Rafe Badawi. Okay.
I can't. Even my dog, you can hear him. He's Rafe Badawing all over the place there.
Okay, just describe for the listeners who might not know who Rafe Badawi is.
Rafe Badawi is an unfortunate human being who is a Saudi Arabian atheist blogger who was arrested some time ago, a couple of years ago, whatever, for being an atheist, because in Saudi Arabia, atheism is a terrorist crime.
Yes.
A crime of terrorism, I should say. So he was arrested for being an atheist, and then he was sentenced to 10 years in jail and 1,000 lashes.
A week, something like that.
50 meted out over 50 lashes a week. This was back in January, I think.
Right.
They gave him his first 50 lashes, which I saw, and they almost skinned him alive with that damn cane.
Yes.
This is horrible. And now he's languishing in jail. And now what they've done is they have decided that they are not going to...
They're killing him too quickly.
They're not going to commute his crime. In fact, he might actually be re-sentenced to death.
Right.
He's not a very happy man. I think it's insulting to the world that not only is this man in Saudi Arabian jail for being an atheist and being flogged and being threatened with death, but that Saudi Arabia has applied to become head of the Human Rights Council or something in the United Nations. Anybody got any comments?
Well, we get our gas from Saudi Arabia.
How much gas do you think you get from Saudi Arabia?
As much as we need, man. It's cheap, too.
Well, what about buying it from Canada? I mean,
we have this president
who
supposedly won the Nobel Peace Prize. Isn't he supposed to be, fighting for people's human rights all over the world? I mean, just
I don't know. Anyway, let's just stick to Rafe, because...
What I'm trying to say, Sid, is that there's not much outcry against Saudi Arabia because of oil.
No, what pisses me off, though, is that when the king of Saudi Arabia dies, even though Rafe Badawi is sitting there in jail, the world's foreign leaders go to the funeral,
right,
and they do all the bowing and the mongrelling and all the
right,
shit they got to do there to the Arab guy, to the Arab king. Meantime, he's a big fucking cunt. And they know it.
It's the way the world
works, Saudi Arabia. I hate you, Saudi Arabia.
Well, as far as the oil part goes, I've been watching some documentaries about biodiesel and shit like that. And apparently you can make a fuckload of oil if you grow hemp.
Oh.
Like, apparently it yields 6 times as much of the oil as corn does, because, right now corn is the main crop that's used for that. So, what America could do to get their oil and not kiss the ass of a fucking horrible human being is just grow their own fucking oil. So the oil really isn't an excuse. You know, they can get the fucking oil.
You can get how much? Okay, do you know much about how much oil you can? What the yield of oil from hemp is really? You know, oil to hemp. I don't know how it works.
I just recently watched a thing about it, and apparently it's 6 times as much per acre as corn. So I don't know like the exact volume, but apparently it's 6 times better than corn.
Like if a guy made an engine that ran on water, would we still care about the Middle East?
Fuck no.
The middle what?
The what now? Where's we get our hash from? What? What was that?
Okay. So that's the whole thing, oil, right?
Okay, no, it's not. Okay, let's just get back. I want to read you the latest on Raif Badawi. The public flogging of jailed blogger Raif Badawi is now sure to resume after Saudi Arabia's extreme court upheld the sentence at the weekend. His wife has told The Independent, this is where I'm getting it from, in Britain. Her name is Ensaf Haider. She spoke out amid growing fears among human rights groups that Mr. Badawi will be publicly flogged for a second time on the 12th of June. Now that's tomorrow. On the 7th of June, his sentence of 10 years in jail and 1,000 lashes was upheld despite the international outcry over his treatment. Ms. Haidar, who now lives in Quebec with the couple's 3 children after being forced to flee Saudi Arabia, said she was convinced that his brutal punishment was about to resume and called on the country's royal family to release him. Yes, release him, you fucks. Please, King of Saudi Arabia, please release Raif. Whatever.
Okay, so what's the point?
Hold on, I'm not finished. I am sure, she says, they will start flogging him again. Maybe this Friday. I don't know, she wrote in an email. I am very shocked. I appeal to the princes Mohammed bin Nayef and Mohammed bin Salman to pardon my husband. So, fucking bin Nayef and bin Salman, get on it. Mr. Badawi was arrested in June of 2012 after criticizing the kingdom's clerics through his Saudi Arabian liberals website and accused of insulting Islam through electronic channels. This is what he's in jail for, insulting Islam through electronic channels. He endured his first round of 50 lashes in January this year, but since then the weekly punishment has been repeatedly postponed. His case was sent for review by Saudi authorities as the global condemnation grew, but on the 7th of June, his supporters' hopes of a more lenient sentence or even a full pardon were dashed. A few days before the decision was handed down, Mr. Badawi told his wife not to expect him to be released in the near future. Alan Hogarth, head of policy and government affairs at Amnesty International UK, said after the Supreme Court's callous ruling, we're now extremely worried that Raif is going to be flogged on Friday, tomorrow. It's utterly shocking to think that he could be flogged week after week until all 950 lashes have been dished out. Raif is a prisoner of conscience who shouldn't be behind bars at all and shouldn't be facing any kind of punishment, never mind lashes. It's time for the Saudi authorities to end the persecution of this man. The group is urging its supporters to contact the Saudi Arabian embassy in London with the hope of persuading authorities to end his punishment, which is described as disgustingly cruel. The government has been accused of failing to put enough pressure on Saudi Arabia over the case in order to crack the UK's diplomatic ties with the country, but the Foreign and Commonwealth Office insists that ministers have repeatedly raised the issue.
Okay. Now you're getting into UK politics news. We don't.
Well, it's from a UK newspaper, so yeah.
Exactly. That's why I was saying, yeah.
All right. No, I hear you.
So that's my first comment of the show, so that's what's up.
So, Sid, you said that they're flogging him in public, right? Like this is a public demonstration that's being done to him?
Yeah. Public
so why don't we just get them some satellite TV so that they can watch that instead of watching a person be tortured? I guarantee you if nobody shows up, because I bet you they make money off of that shit, so if nobody shows up to watching him get his ass beat, maybe they'll let him go.
No. What I saw was not, you're not allowed to record these guys getting beaten, but somebody with a cell phone in the crowd kind of, behind a whole bunch of people recorded it. And
yeah, but it's still a public beating. I bet you that the government sells tickets to that shit. So if they're not making money off of it, they might let them go.
I mean, what's the point?
You really think nobody will watch it? Buy tickets?
Get them some. Not if they have TV. Now there's better shit on TV than watching someone get their ass beat. They could watch fucking UFC.
Dude, this is Saudi Arabia.
They get a crowd out there.
They got more cash than we do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's talk to the king of Saudi Arabia about that. See what he says. What's his? I'd like to invite him in here right now. I'm actually that angry. What's his fucking Gmail or something? Anybody?
It's XX Islam Allah is awesome at Gmail, I think.
That's too lame for him.
Okay, so you think about this guy every day, right, Sid?
Yeah, pretty much. I get a Google News reminder about everything every day about this guy. What's the latest? Yes. And when nothing was happening, he was just languishing in jail. Okay. I wasn't riled up. He's just in jail, right? But
the guy had a trial, right?
What?
He had a trial, right, over there in Saudi Arabia for what he did?
No.
Oh, they just sentenced him, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no such thing as a trial in Saudi Arabia.
But this isn't near the first time, Saudi's done. I mean, they've got one activist and blogger just got sentenced to 14 years in prison. Another guy who founded a few independent human rights groups sentenced to 10 years in March. Another guy, a rights activist, was given a 10-year sentence in 2013, 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. And they send dozens of people to jail for this kind of shit, over the span of a year or two. Little laws just for saying shit, sneaking people away. People are like, oh, this is persecution. This is atheist persecution when people here are bitching about some perceived Christian persecution.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to chat about this shit, reference what's happening right here. Just a little bit of news, like 5 people sent to over 10 years in prison for being an atheist. So fuck off.
But how is that different? Let me ask you a question. How is being an atheist being jailed for being an atheist in Saudi Arabia any different than being jailed for being a pot smoker in Tennessee?
I don't know. I'll let you know Monday if I go to jail or not.
Well, good. By Thursday, then we'll be able to interview from Jailhouse. Jailhouse
Exactly.
Interview next Thursday with Earl from County Jail in
Free Earl!
Bumfuck, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Free Earl. In Arkansas, I live in Georgia. I'm busting you out, bro.
If I do
We'll
go
get
in,
you
I'm
up,
gonna make one.
We know
phone call.
the walkways between the walls. We'll get some tools to you.
Yeah, let me call a guy.
No, but okay. Well, on that note, how about the 2 escaped convicts in New York? Correctional facility.
Good segue.
How about those 2 bastards? I mean,
Okay, let's talk about them. Let's say
they are
kudos.
gone.
Kudos
What'd they
to
do?
them.
You'll have to inform me of what they.
Yeah,
they did.
I haven't been following it closely either.
They mind fucked
Killed
one
a
of the
cop.
guards.
One killed a cop, and one killed somebody else. I don't know. But they're bad people. Yeah, they're bad people.
To escape, or they killed to get in there?
No, that's why they were in jail in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah, well, check this. They were in jail. One of the corrections officers. I haven't researched it. I'm gonna give myself a 4-minute look up here in just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they talked one of the corrections workers. Like I remember seeing it on a little clip on CNN. They had talked her into picking them up after their escape, but she didn't go into work that day. I was like, how the hell did they do that? And they were talking about this guy, and they somehow busted off a wall, that a conjoining wall or something, and they pulled a Shawshank. Like really, they came out of a manhole.
Yes.
I mean, they fully pulled a fucking Shawshank. I was like, oh my! I was listening to this on CNN in the lobby of my college, and I'm like, ha! I just yell because I'm like, they fucking Shawshanked their way out of prison. Are you kidding me?
I saw
That's
the Google
pretty
map
badass.
of the prison, the manhole, from the 100,000 feet view. Hilarious.
And they broke 2 locks. I'm like, what the hell? They were talking about them having a sledgehammer. I'm like, whoa.
They had power
wait.
tools, yeah.
I'm like, what? I literally lost my
Okay.
shit.
This prison was private or the state's
No,
prison?
I don't know, but the way it was built was I saw the picture of where they cut this rectangle out of their cell wall, and then behind the cell wall is this like little sort of a catwalk with all with all pipes and shit. And so they got through their little hole in their cell, and they were right on the catwalk, and off they went.
If this and right now it strikes me like this prison was like ersatz. Maybe it wasn't designed to be a prison. If there's like a freaking catwalk outside the prison.
I think it was designed to be a prison or something, but it's like decades and decades and decades old.
It's old.
Yeah.
Okay, guards, cameras.
Lots of the thing was there was a lot of, because it was so old, there was always maintenance construction happening. So somehow that had something to do with it.
Now, tell me we're not going to hear about this during the election. It was the Clinton Correctional Facility. Don't forget, everybody. That's just
the
no
Clinton
reason.
Correctional Facility. Yes, indeed.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. With the prison being old and everything, if our prisons weren't overcrowded with people who commit victimless crimes like Earl here, then they could actually put the bad people in the decent fucking prisons, Because then you wouldn't have to build these substandard prison facilities.
Yeah,
You could just have a few good ones.
Wow.
Largest incarceration rate in the world.
For victimless crimes or just in general?
I think in general.
Oh, and by the way,
who has the largest incarceration then for victimless crimes?
Probably us.
yeah, it has to be.
Well, how about Saudi Arabia, for example?
Well, Saudi Arabia kills theirs.
But their numbers don't get to the point ours do.
Yeah, because they kill them.
Right. Okay. Would you rather be in jail for 10 years or get beat down? Like, flogged?
Well, like jumped into a gang beatdown, or like
No, I
an
mean
inch
public
of your
flogging.
life, like I have 80
I'd rather
broken
take
bones.
the 10 years, thanks.
They always talk
10
about bringing back
years.
corporal punishment.
No, I'll do the 10 years, because the trauma of 10 years in jail is probably less than the trauma of public flogging.
And what kind of fucking prison, though?
Texas.
One with TV and internet and remote control.
Oh, Canada
One where
prison?
I have a little garden and my dog has lots of place to run around and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, if you go to you go to
Sure,
prison for a victimless crime, like if you go for using drugs or prostitution or some shit like that, you're not going to go to a very hard prison. You're going to be in minimum security.
Well, that's why I'm asking him, because he says 10 years, or, he didn't say for whatever charge, he just said, period. I mean,
That doesn't
what
matter.
kind of prison?
It doesn't really matter what charge, because 10 years in a cell is 10 years in a cell.
Damn Skippy. I mean, but I'm saying what kind of prison, because, I mean, taking a massive whooping or, going to jail for 10 years where, you may get your ass whooped or something. You may, some prisons, just fights fucking happen. County, I mean, holding in my little city's little holding area, there's insane fights that happen. Been there a couple times.
Oh, yeah, you got a point.
Admission. But I mean,
Plus, Sid kind of looks like a skinhead, so you're kind of fucked.
I
think he'd get jumped into his gang immediately.
Sid's
I would
fucked.
insist on being put in a prison or a jail where there's a library. That's all I need. Library.
You know what, Sid? That old motherfucker from Shawshank. That's you, the dude with the little crow, little Jake.
Don't remember.
Y'all don't remember that movie? Yeah, it was the sad old man. Yeah, that's you.
That's me. Should get myself in jail pretty soon, huh? What? Okay. Well, what kind of a crime would I need to commit to be in a nice to be
have
a
a bad
state?
TV show?
Go to jail in
embezzle money from dozens of your employees, ruining their lives. But be high enough up on
what
Forbes
can I
list
do
that
that's
you've got things.
Still ethical? I've got to remain ethical.
Just grow a shitload of pot. If you grow like a bunch of pot, you could get 10 years.
I'm in British Columbia. Hello.
Go to America and do it.
They got nuclear plants in Canada. Go anti-nuclear.
I don't think. I have no idea. Oh, maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe Ontario does, or Quebec, or
Protest
something.
handcuff yourself to a nuclear facility. In jail.
No,
That's
I'm a
moral
British Columbian.
stand.
There's no nukes in British Columbia.
There are nukes everywhere.
Or go to a logging camp and then chain yourself to a tree and.
I don't like to leave my apartment very much.
Okay.
So when you start with the word "go," it's already I'm already switching.
Right. It's beyond. I don't know. You could.
Do some hacking. Hack
Yeah,
into hack into like some whatever fucking sports places you have over there, and do a live webcam feed of you like fucking a whole bunch of hookers.
Oh, okay.
onto the
Hold on a
stadium.
second. Amazon.com.
Do that.
Amazon.com hacking for dummies.
Well, actually, guys, hacking on any level is hacking on any level. If you go and war drive into like a McDonald's, closed network from their, open access network, if you backhack it and get into their like closed POS system somehow, all you really have to do to technically be arrested for hacking is to go like into McDonald's, kick open their damn back door, and plug your laptop into their switch. Mm-hmm. There, you have unauthorized access. Bam.
Yeah, but what I suggested was cooler.
It was, but from a guy who's...
I might fuck up the kicking in of the door, though, and break my leg.
No, but from a guy who's getting a bachelor's in actually information system security, that's all you have to do. It's as basic as that. That's as little as you do. I can sit outside McDonald's and I can break their little open network, whatever. Anyone who's got these open networks, you can probably see the other devices that are all connected to it.
What would you plug? What did you say you'd plug into?
A switch.
Open the door.
There's a switch on the wall. I mean, it'll be back there.
Well, yeah, it's like I've got, just from sitting right here, I've got 3 neighbors around me who don't have passwords on their routers, so I could hack them if I wanted to. But I don't.
You're on cable?
Yeah. Why? Poor neighbors.
Torn a bunch of crazy ass shit.
I don't know. You have to probably get off your ass to do something that's, still morally respectable, Sid. Yet, what'd you say?
Don't use the word moral. Use the word ethical.
Ethical, like Gandhi did. You know what I mean? Gandhi had to leave his house.
I don't know. I don't know much.
Gandhi had to get
Gandhi.
off the floor.
I don't know much about the details of Gandhi. All I know is that he drank orange juice to stay alive. Is that enough?
It's a great movie, the Attenborough movie.
Oh, I think I saw that movie.
Okay, dude. Well, all right. We played it out now about Rafe. What about the hangout topic?
The hang-ups?
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is how it started.
Hang-ups.
Okay, world, this is how it started. Bunto suggested that I have a particular person as a co-host, and I said, as a female person as a co-host, and I said, no, I don't think I want that person as a co-host because she's too fat.
Okay.
And that started Bunto shaking in his boots.
Right, what's wrong with fat people?
What's wrong with fat people? And we should discuss fat acceptance, and he just went all fucking girly on me. So all right, let's.
Okay, well that's expected. Okay, Kenny, you like fat chicks, right?
No, I don't. I don't have sex with fat chicks.
Why not?
If that's the question.
What's wrong with obese women sexually for you?
For me, they don't get it up. It's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to fuck them if
you can buy pills for that, Kenny.
You can buy pills.
Okay, I mean, really, why can't you get along with people that are obese, Kenny?
Oh, I get along with them just fine. I just don't fuck fat chicks.
Do you ever tell them that, hey, you have to mix in a salad once in a while? Too heavy?
No, I don't care what people eat. I don't give a damn.
You don't care what they do to their bodies?
No, not really.
Even though it makes your healthcare prices go up.
Well, again, that's their
lame.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's
that is
kind
lame.
of their decision.
Yeah.
That if the hospitals are clogged with obese people, we can't do anything about it.
Hold on a second. Aren't the hospitals not clubbed with people with emphysema from smoking?
Here's the thing. Okay, so as far as there being a whole bunch of fat people, it's not just because there's food that's around. It's because the food is so cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could eat healthy for not a lot of money, then there probably wouldn't be as many fat people.
McDonald's?
I know a lot of people that eat like shit because they can't afford to eat healthy.
What do you think, Earl? Does that make sense? That McDonald's is cheap?
I have farmland and raise cows. It's my time is spent out there, and as a product, I have at times meat produce, this, that, and different things. Like ours is actually, we're right off the Arkansas River, and this recent big ass rain and everything we got in, we flooded a lot. And we're out there fixing to be able to cut hay and do this, that, and the other. But sustainment. We can get some things where occasionally I don't have to buy groceries that week. Like I went out there and picked a nice little good basket of plums, and I was like talking about it yesterday. I was going to stop by Walmart and buy some. Instead, I went out to our plum trees and picked me a good 15.
Okay, somebody asks you on the street, in America, do they have too many fat people? You say what?
Yes, because it's a fact. I mean, it's true. We have fat people. But like somebody saying, I don't like fat people, it's like, I'm a big guy. I'm not obese. I'm just a big guy. By my height, there's these weird standards, BMI, body mass index, and all that stupid shit, water displacement to see technically how much fat you got. Fuck that shit. It's stupid, it's weird, and it's wrong.
Okay, so fat people get together and start marching the streets, and they want like private park, like handicap parking places, fat people parking places, and.
Well, no, see, that's where I would.
If fat people get together marching down the streets, they're not going to be fat.
They do.
Why would they be marching if they want handicap spaces?
It's called fat. It's called fat.
Exactly. They won't be fat much for very much longer if they keep on.
Exactly. They won't be marching.
I know that marching. They're like wheeling.
Take your segways to the streets.
Okay, so Earl, you see the TV documentary where they got to tear the wall down to get the fat guy out?
Heard of it, yeah.
Okay, don't bother you. You don't say, hey, man, why can't these people just quit eating?
Why would it bother me? Like, that's one guy with one instance. Like those TV shows I don't like. It's not the people they're portraying.
What about the alcoholics?
Shut the fuck up, Sid.
Sorry. Sorry, Earl.
Earl is speaking. But, no, like, personal decisions. I've got right here a can of dip. I've got a pack of cigarettes. I've got a vape down by my foot.
Right.
People are like, oh, vaping in 10 years is going to kill people for this, that, and the other. Honestly,
exactly.
Like foresight and problems, I'm starting to notice them because I'm getting a little older. I've been doing this since I was a kid, way too young, 16. And now it's like, okay, I'm starting to see my little adverse health effects. Like it warns me. And
right. Okay,
it's one of those willful acceptance, cognitive dissonance things of the risks and the likelihood of those risks. Everyone places low likelihood on risk happening to them, and people eating, the risk is low happening to them, even if they're 500 pounds. Hey, I don't think my heart's going to give out. Why I'm stop eating until, it's to that point, hey, they have to break the fucking wall down to get me.
Okay.
America's all about extremes, and until we encounter an extreme, that innovative spark doesn't click for a lot of Americans. It's like that willful thing, that fire in your soul to change shit.
Okay. It doesn't matter that fat people are clogging the hospitals?
Well, I mean, does it matter? Yeah. I mean, that's why we need to improve the healthcare. I mean, it's not only that, but the healthcare, the price of it, exploitation of the healthcare system right now is bullshit. Like, I have a lot more bigger issues with the questions you're asking than the fat people, than the people making a choice. Because I'm one of those making a cognitive, riskful choice. So I'm in the same basket.
Okay, so like when Michelle Obama comes out, with school lunch menus, and she should worry about fixing healthcare instead of worrying about kids getting fat.
I do agree that children's health, that the general healthy raising of young people is important. I believe that there are other areas of healthy raising of young people that could use more attention.
Yeah, and with the food, that's kind of like what I was talking about, to just make healthy food more available to people, because I think that's a big part of the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle Obama's talking up healthy meals while, all these young girls are getting that HPV virus or whatever instead of, they're not talking they're talking abstinence only instead of condoms in school.
Well, a lot of that's changing. A lot of that is changing.
Well, let me ask you this: if you're going to go buy a McDonald's meal, okay, if you're on a McDonald's diet and you're on a McDonald's budget, let's say, okay. You go in there, you buy your combo, and it's going to cost you under $10, right?
All right.
or whatever, and you eat it, and that's your morning meal, your evening meal, whatever. Why is healthy food not competitively priced in order to knock McDonald's and those types of providers out of the market, right out of the market? If healthy food was just as cheap as McDonald's, and people had the choice of only buying McDonald's for the same healthy food for the same price as buying McDonald's will go out of business in no time.
Okay, which costs more, Sid? Which costs more, sawdust or actual?
That's not the point. That's not the point.
You see, because McDonald's fills their patties.
I'm talking about the market pricing. I'm talking about the pricing. That not so much the supply and demand so much, but making it affordable so that people who can't afford to eat healthy can afford to eat healthy for the same money. Why can't that be done?
I don't believe only market pricing will change the entire trend. I don't think that's it.
Really?
No, that's not all of it. But what were you saying, Kenny? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that the thing is, like with what Bunto was saying, is McDonald's, their food is so cheap because it costs a lot less to produce it than it does healthier food, like organic grown vegetables, lean meats, things like that. Cost a lot more to produce that.
Okay, well, how about this? How about if McDonald's all of a sudden became the organic fast food place, and all they did was they sold organic and healthy and all this kind of stuff.
$10 hamburger.
With the size and with their buying power that they have, if they were to buy all fresh and all organic and all this and all that, would they really have to charge all that much more for their products on the large mass?
I'm not sure.
Scale.
Well, that's the choice for McDonald's to make, and I think you can probably answer that question yourself when you look at how greedy they are with their money, considering what they pay their employees. Yeah.
Would you ever assume that their self-imposed pricing scheme is fair?
Are you saying they're any worse than Walmart for the employees? No,
Walmart does the same shit.
Exactly, but Walmart doesn't kill people. Like McDonald's.
Are you saying that McDonald's kills people now? Yeah. Sid,
well, it makes them obese, and then they die.
You could say that Walmart sells
it makes them obese.
Sid,
they eat it, they get obese, they die. Oh no! If they go to the hospital, then they get the fat sort of cleaned out of their system and sucked out, and they get their liposuction, and that employs a doctor and a nurse and
Sid, what McDonald's do you go to that chains people down and forces Big Macs down their throat?
Every one of them does in a psychological way, because you get that McDonald's stuff inside you and it makes you crave more.
Okay, these people are stupid, Kenny. They don't know how to eat healthy. Somebody should get in there and tell them how to eat healthy.
Oh, that's a silly subject anyway. McDonald's.
They can find that shit out if they wanted to.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can just taste. You know what you do? Eat McDonald's. When you're done, see how you feel, and I promise you won't feel good. And then wait. Don't eat anything, and wait until you have to go to the washroom. And shit it all out, and tell me if that's healthy. No, not.
Okay. How come, on the whole, fat people don't realize this? Anyone?
Denial?
Okay. A certain amount of peer pressure. I mean, we have, Wendy's commercials every day and, Whopper commercials every day.
But you've got, just as many gym commercials.
Really? I guess, do we have as many fitness commercials?
Workout equipment, gyms, anything, the fat-burning any supplement commercial.
Pills, right.
I mean, come on. Yes, you do. Just as many. I guarantee it.
I don't ever watch TV, so I never see this stuff.
Yeah, I can't really vouch for that.
This is what
either.
the fat people complain about, is that there's no super plus models in the, we always show sexy women. They complain about that because there's no fat women models, What do you think?
Well, I'm still more inclined to talk about the human rights situation vis-a-vis humans. I mean,
well,
look at it
in
this
order
way.
to have fat models, wouldn't they have to be modeling clothes for plus-size women?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Don't plus size. I mean, plus size clothing lines already have fat models, don't they?
Aren't the majority of women in America fat? Aren't we over 50% obesity?
I have no idea. I'd have to look it up, which I can do.
I don't know. Maybe they're okay. Is the obesity epidemic real, or is it just media play?
It's kind of, see, what's weird about it is it's like, if you go north of Virginia, the obesity rate declines sharply. Like, there's not as many fat people in those states. But then when you start going further south, like if you get into Arkansas and Georgia,
the deep south,
there's fat people all over the place. So I don't know if it's entirely...
It's
it's not really an
places
epidemic
like
in the north so much.
Minnesota. There's a lot of
Inside.
fat people in Minnesota and Michigan and places like that.
Yeah, but not like the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Kenny. I bet you there's the majority of fat people in America is in the deep south.
Yeah, I mean, they are. I can tell you that
Well,
much. So that's what I'm saying. When you call it an epidemic, it kind of depends on where you're talking about in the United States.
What do you think? So what do you see? What do you see out of the bus window?
Well, tell it generally, as you're talking about a region, yeah, you can say that about the South. But remember, y'all got Wisconsin, and there's Wisconsin, okay?
That's right.
Wisconsin. Just enough said. There's an epicenter outside of the South. There's a couple of them.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to say Wisconsin.
Okay, so here's the map. Let me figure out how to screen share this shit.
There's a button that says share screen.
Well, okay, how about this?
Here's what it looks like.
I wonder if it had like race demographics with that chart.
Jesus, I am so glad that Arkansas wasn't red. It's right next to us, but I'm so glad Arkansas.
Wow, look at that. Mississippi's really bad.
Yeah, so like that's what I was saying. If you cut the country in half, if you cut it in half, like you go between Virginia and North Carolina, then it's reduced a whole lot. It's all in the red states.
No one's at the very bottom percentile then.
And look at New York. New York is skinnier than Texas.
Well, yeah, of course they are.
Obviously.
People do more walking in New York. People walk more in New York. People don't walk in Texas.
California, in your face.
So yeah, here's what I'm saying. You see these states over here, these orange motherfuckers, they need to ask these motherfuckers what they're feeding their people and figure out why people are walking in states like California, Colorado, etc. Atlanta needs to get its fucking transit together. I can vouch for that shit.
California is a big-time nanny state, Sid. It works.
I'm just wondering if it's got something to do with lifestyles. I mean, there's got to be a common denominator. I mean, there's a line straight down the United States, just about. That's on the left-hand side. There's less fat people. On the right-hand side, there's more fat people.
Okay, 1 out of 3 people in the South is obese.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying as far as the lifestyles go. See, I'm from Boston, and I can tell you in Boston, typically people don't eat like crap as often, and there's more people that walk places and ride their bikes to places. Okay. Now in Atlanta, for example, I walked 1.5 miles to my barber today and didn't see another motherfucker out there walking with me. No. They were all driving.
Wow.
So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the lifestyles. People don't walk, and then you pass 5 fast food restaurants within 1.5 miles.
Okay, how does it work? It says obesity among non-Hispanic whites, among non-Hispanic... Okay, do it in non-Hispanic blacks. See it up there? One of the click maps you got?
What are you talking about?
You go on the left-hand side, it says obesity among non-Hispanic whites, and then non-Hispanic blacks. Let's see what the blacks...
Okay.
Look, you're fat. Fuck off.
Look at that, dude!
Wow.
Oh, my God, man!
Oh, my God, that's horrible.
Yeah,
It's
man.
freaking flashing.
There ain't no blacks in Montana.
All those fucking pork chops, dude.
No blacks in
the
Montana.
white areas. There's no blacks living there, right?
No blacks in Montana.
Yeah.
Okay, does that shock you?
True that. No, not really.
It doesn't shock you.
Well, if you look at what I'm sharing, and he goes back to that other map, it almost correlates between higher education, bachelor's degrees, and the obesity, because you can see some of the same states in the same blocks are about the same where they're supposed to be. These ones in the 15 to 20% range are some of the top 10 states for bachelor's degrees.
Smarter people are thinner.
Exactly. Well, not thinner, but they realize health risks of stupid food.
Yeah, and they probably earn a little bit more money so they can afford better food.
Yeah, and he was talking about people out there doing physical activity. Montana, friggin' A, you're working a range if you live in Montana. A ranch, I'm sorry, not a range.
McDonald's
had a ranch because he was stupid. But yeah, you're working a ranch. You're outside. You're rustling. You're doing crap.
Have you fellas heard of something called fat shaming?
Yes, yeah. I do it. I do it every morning when I look in the mirror.
Okay, Kenny, is that worth it, fat shaming, or is that something you...
Well, again, it depends on what you're defining as fat shaming. Like, if I were to take my shirt off right now and show my almost six-pack, I'm not quite there yet, but if I do that, is that fat shaming, Earl?
That's
like,
what
is
they'll
that
claim
fat
that
shaming?
you're fat shaming them.
Well, that's not fat shaming.
Both take your shirts off at the same time.
I'm not going to apologize for having a nice body. Fuck you.
I have no kids, but I'll take his shirt off and be like, "Dad bod." You'd be like, "Oh, hell, dude, you let yourself go."
Yeah, well.
And it's really disappointing for me because I was in the Army and they just tell you, "Hey, don't let yourself go." And I smooth pulled a movie scene where you're like,
bro.
No, like you're holding on to somebody off the cliff and they just slip and it's slow motion as they fall. That was me. Just no fatness, no fit body of under 200 pounds. Nope.
Well, okay, just to dovetail it, Sid, I'll say that somebody's fatness, it doesn't bother me. I mean, fat co-hosts, they're just as good as thin co-hosts.
I agree with you.
Sid won't have it because I'm fat.
It doesn't. It's not an issue. But just on that particular point that you mentioned, that particular person with that particular history, that particular viewpoint, and the fact that she's fat didn't work. No. If everything was different, if everything was the same, I should say, but she was gorgeous, she's in.
You're an
What
ass.
if she wasn't fat?
Yeah, I'm an ass.
Yeah, I think that's... Like, do you literally just not like her because she's fat, or are you implying that she might be a certain type of way because she's fat?
I don't dislike her or like her. We're talking about as a co-host on the show.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you not want her to be a co-host specifically because she's fat, or do you think that she'll be a certain way as a result of being fat?
Well, no, I don't want to be a co-host specifically because she's a theist. A fat theist.
A fat theist. Okay.
Well, like, I'm trying to get at it. Like, are you implying that she might be lazy because she's fat, or start breathing hard because she's fat?
Married.
Kenny, if I told you that...
she's with a small child, I've got no chance, so why would I want her on my show?
Kenny, if I told you that I took a study and it showed that theists were on the whole fatter than atheists, would you be surprised?
No, I already know that that's true.
Oh, you already know it's true.
Yeah, well, first of all, okay, let's go back to the map. All right, now, Bunto, yes, where is the Bible Belt?
Right here.
All down here. Fatter. That's a very wide belt, gentlemen. It's got to hold all those jelly rolls in.
All those jelly rolls. Okay, so theists are fatter than atheists.
On average, yes.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, what's your explanation for that?
I'm good with that.
Is there any evolutionary explanation for that?
Yes, there is. Look at the truckload of people that are getting out of church on their way to fucking KFC and shit. Because I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know what it is about going to church, but when I used to go to church, you always want some chicken after.
Right.
You just do.
Because you're black, and that can't you.
When you go to a black church and you hear and you see a bunch of black ladies have seizures on the floor because of the Holy Ghost,
right?
You need to get some chicken.
Hey, look at Pumpmonk's here. Hey,
you got Crash Buster Superstars.
Hello. Okay, let's.
I won't be here for long because I did not know it was live.
Alrighty. Well, Pipmonk, come on into the show. Thank you for boosting the popularity of my show just by appearing.
Right. The less hair you have, the more welcome.
Let me just say, fuck your show.
Wait, what?
Fuck my show, whatever. Yeah. Well, how about a fuck your show from Lou? I haven't seen Lou in
I'm doing good. I don't have too many fucks in me right now.
Left.
Yeah.
Why does Lou look like he just got finished torturing some terrorists?
No, honestly, No, Lou looks like he's one of those escaped convicts. That's what he looks like. He looks like he's on the run. Just cut his hair.
Hold on, I'm going to take something up with Pimp Monk. How did you not show know the show was live? Do you not just read the schedule?
No, he doesn't, because that involves reading.
That involves reading. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so Lou, do you miss being the co-host?
I've been too busy to miss anything. I'm actually kind of like having the no schedule thing going on.
So is this just a perfunctory drop-in visit, or are you back?
No, I'm heading back to Helconson in a couple of days.
Oh, where are you now?
I'm back in Washington right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm going back to the place that wants to put me in prison, actually.
Oh, no.
Atta boy, you jump right back in the fire.
Yeah, I have a police chief that I got to deal with.
Oh, no.
Well, just go in armed is all I can recommend.
Yeah, I've been silenced by the chief of police of Helconson. Well, shit town in Helconson.
Well, it sounds like there's a little story behind that. You want to fill us in on that?
I could, yeah.
Yeah, why not? That's just something juicy.
Have you seen Deliverance?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like that.
Jesus, God.
It's almost that.
That's an
Hold on. Hold on a sec.
I'm not echoing.
Yeah, you were.
So
Okay,
can anyone
anyway.
else vouch? Can anyone else who used to go to church vouch for me on the chicken run?
The church chicken what?
I said, does anybody else who goes, who the fuck has my sound on?
Between Bunto and
Okay, it's that
I'm
part.
not echoing.
So I was saying,
no, it must
can
be
anybody
that.
else who's used to go to church vouch for me that when you go to church and hear and see a bunch of crazy shit, you just want to go get some fried chicken after?
I vouch for it.
You vouch for it?
But we were Mexican, so we had to eat beans and tortilla rice.
So if I go to church, I will want fried chicken after church.
I wanted fried chicken. It was fried catfish.
Is that
It
halal?
has to be a black church, though. A black Baptist or Methodist church.
Black
See, I-
Baptist.
What do they
wanted
eat at
chicken.
Jewish churches, did?
I went to an African Methodist church. I wanted chicken, but we always had fish.
And two
You
loaves of
can't
bread.
see fish. Fish doesn't work. If you see an old black lady have a seizure because of the Holy Ghost, only chicken can help you.
It was always
Now,
like
is it live
having a
chicken or-
seizure.
Or would you shove it down the throat like this?
You get a hankering for matzah, right, Sid?
I don't know. If I went to a church and saw an old black lady having a seizure, I'd probably want to fuck her.
Love it.
That was quite the ride, eh?
Are you gonna fuck her while she's having the seizure?
I would know. I would pound her inner
on the cob and
into the pulpit. You know, I want to pound the priest's
Well, all I
wife.
can say to that is pew.
Yeah. No, I want to use the pulpit. You got to pound the innards right into the pulpit.
Oh my God.
Okay. Anybody else have any similar experiences, fantasies?
Nope, I'm good.
So what kind of chicken did you eat at Jewish churches, Sid?
Kosher chicken.
Oh, it's called herring. The chicken at a Jewish church is called herring.
Gefilte fish or whatever they call it?
No, it's called.
Anyway.
Chopped
so,
herring.
Okay, we've talked about fat people. Now we talk about t-shirts, right?
Whose feet? Why are we
Talk
giving
about-
feedback?
It's not me.
It's Lou's not
No,
here
Lou's me.
wearing his headphones.
Yeah, I think he's got his speakers on or something. Give him a minute to figure it out.
I don't got speakers on. I see there's echo coming from me, but there's also echo between Bunto and Sid somewhere.
Well, I'm not echoing because I got headphones. Well, if I am, then that's weird. Well, I tell you, let me go mute.
I don't know if it is.
Well,
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the gremlins have been everywhere out here lately.
Yeah. So, Pimman, what's up?
None about late.
Suddenly you look bored. You're on the reason speak, dude. Don't look bored. It's a rule.
Speak reasons.
It's your show.
Well, then pretend you're having a good time.
I wouldn't be pretending I am having a good time, but I'm not prepared like G-Man.
I know, but I don't want everybody to think that I'm still funnier than you.
Nobody thinks that. Not even close.
Everybody thinks I'm funnier than you. Look at the subscriptions. Look at the likes. Just
Yeah,
look.
That's
Look
true.
at just look at the statistics. Look at the evidence.
Yep. You silly fucker.
What do you think about human rights in general in Saudi Arabia?
I don't think any human deserves rights.
No humans have
Let me ask
rights.
you a question. Let me ask you a question, seriously. Do you think there are females in Saudi Arabia? Have you ever seen any? Seriously?
If they are, they need to be in the kitchen.
I love it.
Making a sandwich.
And even then, they aren't safe.
Do they need to wear their complete black garb, Muslim garb kit in the kitchen?
Of course, dude.
Yes.
Otherwise, the bacon grease is going to burn them.
Yeah.
Because there better be
Looking out
bacon
for
on that
them.
damn sandwich.
That's about the
You call
only
this a
reason
sandwich
to have
with
a
no bacon?
burger is because the hot grease doesn't splash in your eye.
You're going to call it a sandwich with no bacon? That's some
Yeah.
bullshit.
That's not bullshit.
Muslim bacon
Well,
sandwiches.
they're in Saudi
Damn
Arabia,
skipping.
so it's going to be turkey bacon.
Is it halal bacon?
No fucks
Your
given.
ass will
Challah
give you
bacon.
turkey
Right.
Halal bacon.
It's going to be turkey bacon served with hummus.
So it's basically going to be a plate of vomit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, more or less. Turkey bacon served with hummus, which you can eat during the afternoon call to prayer, and the sound of beheadings.
Oh my
Fuck, it
God.
sounds idyllic. I like this. So where do I go? www.allah.com or how do I get into this?
You have to go on a Hajj. You have to go on a Hajj to Mecca.
It's
Bunto, thanks for being
islamfunkia.com.
here. Bunto's going.
Uh-oh.
Gone.
Hey,
Hi,
Denise.
Bunty.
Here too.
So now we fell into a horrible, horrible silence.
Well, we're mourning the loss of Bunto now. We have to have our 15-second grieving period.
I didn't even notice that Bunto died. Okay, what's our next topic, Sid?
Next topic is
Sex with black women.
Monk's very small dick. We have really got to do something.
That's okay. That's lame. Sid, how many fingers can you fit in your mouth?
I could fit.
That much small dick in his mouth.
How many fingers on the local football cheerleaders team?
I don't know, but I think
well,
that's
all of those.
around. I think that's around 8. So you're gonna have to prove it. So put 8 of your fingers in your mouth.
What? 8? Oh, I haven't. I can do a
I
confession.
can't. I'm sorry. I can't coordinate properly. It's not working for me.
Ah, well, that's okay.
I'm uncoordinative.
I can give a confession.
Go for it.
So for decades I went through life thinking I had a small penis, right? But recently, every time I get done fucking somebody, they tell me how much bigger I am than their husband. So.
Yeah, but that's just puffing. It's not so much your big penis as they're sticking it to the husband.
Well, yeah, it's all relative.
Well, as somebody that grew up watching a shitload of porn, I kind of had that feeling for a while too.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Until I saw another dude's dick, and then I'm like, oh, is that what they all look like?
So see, Pimp Monk, it's all
Oh,
relative.
Pimp Monk's dead. He just
Uh-oh.
died.
He rage quit.
Pimp Monk doesn't like the dick talk.
No, unless he comes back within 5 seconds, and we're gonna put him down as rage quit.
Yeah, like I always wondered, like if you have a 13-inch dick, are you just like, is that just your waiver to be a porn star automatically? Like you can always fall back on that.
What's the maximum length dick? Because once they get to a certain size, they don't work well.
I have no idea if there is a maximum length.
No, there is, because the body only has so much blood. So what big, like people with the really large ones, they don't inflate fully.
Well, yeah, they can't get it hard all the way.
Or they pass. Or if they do, they pass out.
That would fucking suck. Oh, could you like imagine?
There's got to be somebody on this planet right now with the longest dick on the planet.
No, but like, hold on. Imagine how easy it would be to get out of any situation if a guy attacking you has that big of a dick. Like, if a guy just has his gun to your head, saying that he's gonna kill you if you don't give him his money, but then you tell your girlfriend to flash her titties, and his dick gets hard, and then he dies. Like, that's awesome. I feel so much safer now. I hope that works. Hopefully, if I ever get into a situation like that, the guy will have a big dick. Now I can make him hard and make him pass out. And then escape.
The erection defense.
Yeah, man. That's the way to get out of it. Just do that.
The secular marketplace of ideas originates right here.
Like, if you're in jail and one of the guards has a big dick, just show him some porn, he passes out at your cell, you take the keys and run away. I bet you that's what the dudes in New York did. You just found a guard with a big-ass dick, and then got him hard and took his keys.
To the guards there and let them know that that's what they did.
Step 1 to escaping out of prison. Check everybody's dick.
But don't they do that like every day in prison?
Not the guards.
But the guards, they're all homosexuals. That's why they take the job.
All prison guards are homosexuals.
Prison guards have to be homosexuals in order to take the job.
No, because prisons don't look nice enough. If you've got that many gay dudes working at a place, it's going to look nicer than that.
Well, I figure all the prisoners, they're always working out and doing the punching and the pushing
they're
the
not
weights because
always.
they've got nothing else to do.
Oh, the prisoners.
The prisoners.
Well, actually,
That's why,
not all of them work out.
well, the young ones, right? Whatever. Lots of them work out because you see a lot of people who've been in prison with, they're really cut.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you're a gay guy that's into muscly dudes, then yeah, go be a prison guard. Go be like Disney World.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think all of them are in there. And what about the gay dudes that just aren't into muscly guys? What if they're into twinks or something?
Well, I'm sure there's a smorgasbord in the prisons for everybody. For every gay prison guard, there's somebody there that they would find worth going to work for.
No,
Every day.
I don't think so.
No way. Okay, maybe.
There's no really good traps in prison, so
Traps.
the closer they have is drag queens. And drag queens just don't work.
So how about the what would you think would be the highest irony right now that could happen in this hangout?
What? The fuck kind of question is that? No. That question is garbage.
You're smoking
The
too
highest
much
irony
today,
that could happen in this hangout right now, what would it be?
I mean, fuck, what the fuck ironic could possibly happen? I don't know, maybe if
I
you
don't
keep your
know, I
camera
don't have
on
a
and
clue.
and go pray to Allah in the corner or something, that'd be pretty ironic.
That would be ironic. What else could be ironic?
Can come back with like a picture of a huge penis.
Oh, how about say this? Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay Lou. How you doing? Now, ironically, it's you who have appeared in our hangout tonight. Welcome. Say something. You're muted.
Well, I did listen in for a little bit. We were talking about turkey bacon. It's actually chicken bacon that's most common in the halal section.
Chicken bacon.
The afternoon prayer is Dhuhr or Asr.
Okay, say that again. I didn't quite understand what you're talking about.
You were talking about bacon.
Yes.
And it's chicken bacon that they eat, and it has to be halal slaughtered. It's not. It can't just be like butterball turkey.
How does chicken become bacon?
There's tofu bacon too.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. But how does chicken become bacon?
It's smoked.
So it's smoked chicken.
Yes.
And they call
Chicken.
it bacon. Why? Why don't they just buy bacon and eat it if they have to call it
Because you can't
bacon?
eat pork.
I know. Then why do they call it bacon if it's chicken?
Because they're jealous.
They're so jelly.
I don't know why they. Anyways, the prayer that you were mentioning,
Yes.
Daher or Asr, they're the ones in the afternoon.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, she's talking about the Islamic prayer. I have no idea which one it is. I forgot the names of them.
Are there names like for all the 5 prayers during the day? Is there a different name for each of them?
Yes.
What are they?
There's dawn prayer is Fajr. Then there's noon prayer Daher or Zahar. Then there's afternoon prayer, late afternoon Asr. Then there's sunset prayer Maghrib. And then there's twilight in Isha.
So how long between the last prayer of the day and the first prayer of the day? Of
Well,
the next day?
here there's about 4 hours.
So if you really wanted to get a good sleep and you're a good Muslim, you've got 4 hours to do it in.
Well, if you're a really good Muslim, then you do that special prayer that you're supposed to do. It's like optional, where you sleep for a little bit of time and then you wake up and you can do 2 rakahs and then you go back to sleep.
So you got to wake up to pray to God, then you're going to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
I can't have kids because I wouldn't wake up for a crying baby.
You know what? That answers a lot of questions.
They're sleep deprived.
That's why they're so pissed off.
They're sleep deprived. That's why they're pissy.
There you
Exactly.
go.
That makes
We all
a
feel
lot of
sexual
sense.
frustration, but no.
The dudes in fucking ISIS and shit. They're the ones doing the middle of the night prayer. They're going off of 3 hours of sleep and no sex, so they're fucking insane.
You've got 10,000 cranky fucking sleep-deprived people with guns.
Exactly.
Right.
And they can't jack off, and they can't watch porn.
Yeah. And they got an attitude.
And they can't eat
Well-
bacon.
And they get,
No bacon.
Yeah, but if you're Muslim and you're hardcore fundamentalist like that, you can rape. So that probably makes up for it all.
Is that true? We have a
I
Muslim.
don't think so. That sounds like too much work. To rape 3 times a day?
Maybe
That's
bloody
too much
twice a day.
fucking work.
That's just great. It has to be booty from the village that you have conquered, and then you take them as sex slaves.
Well, there's that, but
Yeah.
there's also the child brides too. So if you have some, distant relatives, you can always get a child bride.
Yeah.
Child
Child
bride.
bride over in the Middle East is really bad.
But
Yeah,
they're
no.
going to hold on. They're going to wear those girls out, though. Okay, if you've got 1,000 dudes storming a village of a few hundred girls, and each one of them is fucking them 3 times a day, those poor girls are going to get worn out, and they do not have lube. So don't even try to argue that point to me. Those girls are going to go dry. They're going to start chafing, and then
No,
they'll
they're going
probably
to get
infection.
pregnant and take them out of commission, take themselves out of commission within.
No, the chafing
4
will
months.
happen long before they get pregnant.
Then once they're not a virgin anymore, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
So they only fuck them once and then toss them?
Well,
Yeah,
I didn't
pretty
say
much.
that. I didn't say that. It's not that extreme, but, 8,
okay.
12, 15 times, it's like, meh.
Well, especially for ISIS, a lot of the jihadis don't have distant relatives that they can marry because a lot of them are converts from, the Western world. So they go out and join ISIS, and then they complain about how they can't find a jihadi bride.
Well, I hear
Lots
they're
of jihadi
importing.
brides.
Yeah, they're importing jihadi brides from England and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, I don't know what their fucking problem is, but...
Exactly. There's a lot of young English or British or Western women, Muslim women, who want to be jihadi brides.
Yeah.
So do they realize that their job description is basically, we're going to pick some random fuck for you to have sex with and, clean up his battle wounds, and you're pretty much just going to do that day in and day out? until you
No,
have a
not
bunch
for
of
long.
kids.
Not for long. Not for long. What happens is they hook up with their jihadi, they get pregnant, the jihadi is going to die real soon anyway. So she gets pregnant maybe a couple of times, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever times, and then he gets killed, and she's a widow with 3, 4 kids, whatever. That's the way it works.
That's even worse. So do they not
then
realize
the woman
that?
becomes a mother to these 3, 4 kids, and they grow up to be jihadis. You know, when they teenagers and stuff, then and then the Islamic State gets fortified, and it grows. It gets more taxpayer. It gets more stable. It's more support from outside, like Qatar and fucking Kuwait and those places.
Okay, but it's not like the dudes are hot, though.
We have
the
a
dudes aren't even hot, though. Okay, but the guys are not even hot. Like, how the fuck do you get to the point where you're like, hey, I'm going to go to fucking wherever ISIS is and let a bunch of Muslim dudes just fuck me 24/7 and knock me up with their kids, then when they die, I'm going to raise them.
When you're a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old girl, I don't think you think of that.
Also, too, when you're Muslim, you're not supposed to go for looks. The first thing you're supposed to go for is her religion, her wealth, and something.
Her family's wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, her family's wealth.
And her family's name.
And her virginity.
It's all for goats and hymens.
Bam.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know, and, you know, when I was Muslim, I got asked often if I was a virgin, and there's no fine line between virgin and poor, because they asked me, are you virgin? And then I said, no. And then they say, oh, you're a whore.
It's one or the other.
Like, no,
one dick and you're ruined.
I have to make a admission. I'm a whore as well.
Big whore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a whore. I'm a floozy. There's a difference.
Yeah. I'm pretty slutty.
I'm pretty much a whore.
So, okay, wait. Let me ask you this, because you used to be a Muslim, right? What do they consider, like, where do they draw the line between virgin and non-virgin? Like, how many places can you put it and still be considered a virgin?
Anal sex is haram. Actually, a lot of extreme Muslims consider it shirk, the most unforgivable sin.
What about blowjobs?
Blowjobs are allowed. Foreplay is allowed.
So you can suck a bunch of dudes off and still be a virgin.
Well,
isn't that kind of we count that in America too, don't we? It's like, oh, she just sucked him off. She's all right.
They call them hojabis.
Hojabi?
Almost a whore, but not quite.
So how many blowjobs does it take to become a hojabi?
Damn, Kenny, you're talking about this a lot, dude. You're hung up on.
I want to know the specifics.
You want?
I'm into detail as well. Let him ask.
The ins and outs, so to speak. Slutty Muslim.
I do want to be a slutty Muslim for Halloween, so I need to know this.
I don't know. I wasn't a slutty Muslim until then. And I wasn't slutty with Muslim men.
Well, no, I'm just asking because you knew. I'm not saying that you were. I just want to know from the cultural perspective. Okay, so what if you let a bunch of dudes tit fuck you? Are you still a virgin?
Yes, if you still have your hymen intact, you're still.
You're a slutty virgin.
Is there a word for that? Like, do they have a special word for tit fucking or not?
They would call her najas, impure.
Najas, impure.
What is it?
That sounds kind of hot.
Hey, what do you call a bunch of extra Muslim children that you don't need for anything? Bombs.
Oh.
Whamp, whamp.
Well, that's you said need them for anything. We need them to be bombs. I mean, shit. I mean, where else are you going with it? I mean, what else
all right. So one last question about slutty Muslims. What about hand jobs?
An old fashioned. An old fashioned.
I think the same question applies. Like the answer applies to the same thing with tit fucking. Like I have this friend Joey. He's gay.
Oh, Joey.
He's a nice young man. He wears a purity ring. He's like, no, I will not fuck anyone, and no one will fuck me.
Jesus, Joey.
But he'll anally fist someone or give them blowjobs and say it's not sex. And I'm like, Joey, that's still sex.
Fist somebody?
She did. How the hell do you go straight from... How do you fist before you fuck?
I'm so pure, but I'm gonna fist you, bro.
That's so awesome. I want to meet this dude. The dude who fisted before he fucked. He could write a book and be fucking rich.
How to fist before you fuck.
Oh, that's awesome.
This fucking hoe.
So, I had this idea I've been kicking around of like writing atheist erotica.
Oh, do give us an example.
Oh, wait,
yes,
what?
baby. I love it, baby. Oh, there's no God. Oh, there's no God. Oh, there's no God. Oh, there's no God.
There's no God. There's no God. Oh, there's no God.
Well, okay. Hold on, let Lou go first. I wonder if this is kind of in tune with the fantasy that I have. So let's go.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's like there's different story ideas I got, but it's like you have the mysterious stranger that just goes around and gets like Catholic girls and stuff to do bad things.
Yeah, that's pretty much in line with what my long-term fantasy has been. To find a very devout Catholic girl,
Corrupt
fuck
her body and soul.
Hold on! Don't fucking ruin this. Find a very devout Catholic girl, fall in love with her, and fuck her brains out while we listen to Mechanical Animals. It's a Marilyn Manson album, for those of you who don't know. It's my fantasy. Let me live it out. So if any devout Catholic girls are out there, if any devout Catholic girls are watching.
Do they have to have the skirt, though, is the question.
They do. They do. The skirt's the most important thing.
Bro, you better provide that skirt.
I could probably find one.
Things like, you just go on Amazon and things like that are like $20 or less, probably.
Yeah, the Catholic schoolgirl.
Well, unless she's fat, then Kenny's like, nope,
Yeah, you have to be able to fit in the Catholic girl costume.
I think the
There
nun
are
costume.
plus size skirts, assholes. I know, I wear them.
Kenny's gonna
I
buy
don't
them.
wear the Catholic skirt because that's way too short for me.
See, Kenny's gonna buy a Catholic school Barbie and hold up the costume and be like, fit in this.
Do it.
Put it on, whore. Hojabi. Put it on, Hojabi.
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of started as a result of me dating a Catholic girl in high school, and I don't know, I like corrupting people. I like to sexually corrupt people.
So you failed, and now you want to second that back.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
You don't. No, there's no readers in real life, bro.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
Actually, I could find a Catholic girl around here somewhere. I live in Georgia. Pretty sure I could find one if I looked hard enough.
There's this thing called Craigslist.
Oh, yeah. All the whores are there.
All right, Lou, help me type up my Craigslist ad. Single.
You want to go into casual encounters.
Single biracial male seeking hardcore sex with devout Catholic girl. Must be a fan of Marilyn Manson.
Girl on my phone.
She's about to. We're about to get this guy a live sex hookup. This is what's up.
Hold on. Must be a fan of Marilyn Manson. Must not be opposed to bondage, and must also enjoy hot candle wax.
You will find someone, believe me. But the most likely a man will answer your ad.
Yeah,
that's okay. If he's got long enough hair, and a pretty mouth, we can make it work.
well, bro, don't let him be bigger than you, because he may, turn the tables.
Well, I think you should aim a little higher, so you should keep it short and sweet, because you're in a place where people don't know how to read well.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Catholic girls give great blowjobs. I'm reading in the in the
You're reading about blowjobs.
in the comments. Yeah, but apparently
You're-
Catholic girls give great
Wait.
blowjobs. Well,
Oh, I never got a watch link, but
You
thanks
do?
for that. I mean,
well,
Who's this?
do we
Who's
go-
this George Mayer guy?
I don't know.
Is he
but I need-
legit?
Yeah, need some phone numbers, George.
Send some Catholic girls out here.
Send some Catholic girls, please, onto the show, because we'd like to confirm something. that
And
you
I'll
said.
see if they can fit more fingers in their mouth than Sid.
So
I failed, didn't I?
here's your Craigslist ad. It should be BBC. No, wait. Young BBC ISO Catholic breatharian.
What's
What's the
that?
ISO part?
Don't forget to say bondage is a plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got the BBC part. What's the ISO part?
But,
in search of.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Why do I know that?
And what's that last thing you said?
BBC in search of Catholic girl into BDSM.
No, don't lie about your cock, because then they'll be vindictive. And
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know-
You
Well,
can't.
yeah, obviously that's
You
going
don't-
to depend on what their definition of big is, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty
You
sure
should
I
just say
need that
masochist
qualification.
with huge dick.
lacking cock rage, you know.
No, I'm pretty sure it'd be considered big.
But
No,
one thing I wanted, we talked about it before the show, but what's his name? Sir Christopher Lee died Sunday. Count Dooku from Star Wars, Dracula from Man in the Golden Gun, got over 150 film credits since like 1940 or so. Man was 93 years old and still making films. That's fucking dedication. But yeah, we didn't talk about it yet, so.
So tell
From a
us.
Jedi.
Ah. That was.
do that again.
Do that again. Ooh. Okay. I like that. What is that?
That's one of the good ones.
That's scary, man.
It's not like the crappy Walmart thing.
Yeah, that is pretty tight. So now the question is, if you stick that lightsaber up your ass, are you still a virgin?
I don't have a hymen on my ass.
So you're not
No,
a
but
virgin.
Do
being
I?
a virgin is being not entered by a man.
Oh.
And the lightsaber's not a man, bro.
It's not a man, bro.
With
So
a
like-
dildo,
No,
then
The dildo will still break through the hymen.
no, Kenny, we're gonna
no,
get
not all
real,
dildos do.
we're gonna get real weird with this for a second. Which part of the lightsaber?
The one that's ribbed
that-
for his pleasure.
I knew somebody was gonna go there.
Does the bottom part vibrate?
When the sound is on, it kind of does.
Yeah, it sounds like it does, but I'm not sure if it does or not. But with the hymen thing, though, well, hold on. I mean, the hymen thing is kind of stupid because my first girl that I ever slept with was a virgin, but she didn't have a hymen because she played sports, and she also had horses.
Yes, sir.
So the horses took away her hymen?
That's why Muslim men
from-
don't let their little girls
Not
ride
fucking.
bikes.
Okay, this is getting weird. So the horses take away the girl's hymen. That's okay. When the girl sleeps with a man, though, she has to have a hymen, but not with a horse. Something's wrong here with the picture.
You know they sell artificial hymens, right?
They sell a
For
lot
what?
of shit,
What
bro.
the fuck?
Yeah, that's really big in Iran right now.
No, it is in all of the Muslim places. They sell artificial hymens for, brides.
So then it doesn't matter. You can be the biggest whore you want, get a new hymen installed, and everything's okay.
Hold
So-
on, even for
so-
hymen.
So you're gonna fuck everybody before you get married, besides your husband.
Yeah, fuck everybody. The
And
whole
you're gonna
fucking
fool
village.
your husband to think that you're a virgin, and then you're gonna live the rest of your life with him. I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
the way
all.
to do it.
You only tricking him that one night, bro.
Well, how come we're always talking about the women staying virgins? All those motherfucking Muslim men, they fool around all the time with non-Muslim women. When they come to Canada, their parents say to them, don't get her pregnant. You can fool around as much as you want, but don't get her pregnant because then you have to marry her. So
Or-
that's
or
double
kill her.
standard. Fucking cock-sucking.
Religion has double
Motherfucker.
standards? Are you serious?
No, come on. We like to talk truth in this.
You're telling me a monotheist religion has some misogyny built into
No,
it?
come on. Exactly. Really. Come on, man. Lindsay.
I refuse to believe it.
Lindsay. We thought better. We thought you knew better than that.
No, I'm speaking truth. Oh.
Okay.
I really don't get the point of the virgin thing anyway, because honestly, I'd rather the girl know what she's doing.
That'd be cool.
You know, I'd rather the girl actually be a bit of a whore.
Hello, Graham. What do you think? Virgin, no virgin? First time. You get married to a woman, she's a virgin, or she's not a virgin? Do you have to know? Does it matter? Hello, Graham.
You're asking me.
Oh, well, I don't know. Is your name Graham?
Well, I'm new to this. I'm a virgin. This is my first time here.
Oh,
so
okay.
Rip him open.
That's rip his hymen out.
Get the lightsaber.
The man.
So
talking
the question is, oh, jeez, I'm scared.
We're talking about Islam, hymens, and how the two don't really get along.
Well, for starts, hi, man. How are you doing?
Hi, man. Hi, woman.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, no, I where do I go on that? Where do I start? Right.
Well, where do you find your hymen, your virgins with hymens? Where do you find them when you go searching?
I don't particularly. This is, I guess, a good place to start. I don't go looking for virgins. I think
that's probably very smart. Yes.
Yeah, like I mean that's not a cultural value of mine. Like where I stand, I guess that's not something that is attractive necessarily, a prerequisite. It's not like I expect anybody to be holier than me, right? So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
See, you know what's better than a virgin?
What?
What's better than a virgin is since we got a mixed group here, I'll say a person that's been with 2 or 3 people, and they think they know what's going on, and those are the ones you break out the really freaky stuff on, and
yeah. Then they realize, wait, this is a little dance for me.
See, y'all are some dicks, because that's not even cool when that shit happens. Like, to you.
What are you trying to say, Earl? Did somebody put their finger in your butt?
Oh, hey man, I'll pause for the cause, you know, man. Ain't nobody got a. Hey, if it feels right, it feels right, my nigga.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's okay. We're understanding here.
No, but like, you just like y'all talking about tooth. No, numbers hiding that, but just suddenly doop. You ain't seen what I didn't see that damn candle. I don't know when you lit that shit, bitch. But you ever do that again, I'm gonna slap the shit at you.
Oh, she did. She did candle wax on you without even asking you first.
Mystery.
That is a little
candle.
fucked up.
Mystery
That is a
candle.
little.
I thought it was like one of them. I figured it out later. It was one of those heated pads that you put a candle on.
Oh. Yeah. So she just had the hot waxer way.
Yeah. I was like, ain't that about a bitch?
This ain't the first time for this girl. This girl thought this through. She was meticulous. Like, wait, you know what? I'm not going and doing it romantic style, typical. I'm going to take it to the modern age.
Mm-hmm. Some premeditated first degree bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of messed up. I've never done that to someone before.
See, Lou Wood, he's sitting over there laughing his little ass off. He would have done it in a heartbeat. Look at him giggling.
No, I mean, especially something where it's like pain, because a lot of people don't like that level of pain involved with their sexual activity, or at least not right away. Like, if it was me, for example, okay, if I was the girl, I would have started you off with some spanking or maybe a little bit of choking first to get you acclimated to that type of pain, and then put the...
Okay, let's clear this up immediately. I'm never with a woman with big enough hands to choke me, you feel me?
Not even both hands?
I'm just saying, tiny-handed women, bruh. Tiny-handed. I don't want her to be able to, like, grapple and, like, get me to rear naked or nothing, you know?
So
I'm like, just give me those tiny hands.
What would you do if the girl was, you know, straight up virgin, you know, like daughter of a preacher man, right? And you know, really good girl, but you get to the bed, and she's just like, lay it on me. Get free. Like, she's just like, right off the bat, it's like, where's the whips? Where's the chains? You're like, oh, shit, I thought this was your first. And she is like, oh, yeah, it is my first time, but.
Well, I haven't had that happen with a virgin, but there was one girl that basically meets that description, except she wasn't a virgin. She had sex before, but she was asking me to, break out the belts and tie her up and shit like that. But I think the reason that she asked me to do that was because people just know that I do that type of shit.
Right.
I think that's why she asked for it.
Well, why did you show everybody your dungeon?
He's in
I don't have so much of the stuff set up now, but like this is my bed that has these weird little posts at the corners of it that you can tie somebody down to.
Ooh, check out the Liberator.
And this is a belt, which you would just do kind of like this, and hit somebody with it, spank them with it, something like that. You've got the hand. I can spank with the hand, obviously.
So do you like to inflict pain or receive pain?
I do. I just got to be in the mood to receive. Like I do, kind of like the hot candle wax.
But I mean, is it? It's not. It's not necessarily even about pain, from my understanding. It's more about submission and those kind of things, right? Like there's some next level psychology to it. It's not just pain feels good.
Like I don't have the collar up here. The collar is downstairs, but yeah, it's like where you put the collar on somebody and then you have the leash, and it's all about them submitting to you.
I just thought of a great dungeon idea here.
Of course you did.
So
For my room, you want to redecorate my dungeon?
Twisted.
Yeah, no, just new equipment. Okay, here's what you do. You got the bed, right, with like, I don't know, call it a 8-point restraint system on it or whatever. And then over the bed you need what do you call it, a basket swing on a hoist.
Hi-oh.
Oh, man.
Like a wooden one, or like are we going steel, or are we going to go like suspended by spring?
No, it'd probably be like some kind of a rope dillywig.
I don't really like, I'm assuming that's that I can fuck people standing up, but I don't really like to fuck standing up. It just doesn't feel as good.
That would be
I don't know what it is about it.
I'm lazy.
Lazy.
I mean, I don't mind standing because I've used to work fast food where you stand for 8 hours straight. So I have no problem standing. It's just for some reason when there's pressure on my feet, my dick doesn't feel as good. So it's gonna take a while.
So
no, it actually has to do partially with how you're flexing, and your pubococcygeal is being. Anyways, that's another thing.
It could throw off the chakras.
It might throw off the chakras.
But having your feet grounded, shouldn't that help? I mean...
The chakras.
I don't know.
Don't worry.
And I don't really like doggy style a whole lot either.
Your chi is off balance, Kenny. You must balance your chi.
I have to balance my chi.
Okay, guys, listen, we're going to have to wrap it up. We're coming to the end of our time.
Fuck you.
Okay, everybody give Kenny a Reiki to get his chakras back in line.
Okay, how do we do that? What's a Reiki?
Namaste, Kenny.
I'll get right on it. But if you guys want to plug anything, Earl, before you get up, you can plug anything you like. Say goodbye, say hello.
Yeah, I didn't even introduce. I'm Earl. I am your friendly neighborhood extra life atheist. My only plug is ever Extra Life. It's a video game related charity. We play video games, you donate for us playing video games, and all the money goes to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. I tend to play for Arkansas Children's Hospital in Little Rock. So if you want to go find me, check me out. Go to extralife.org and search Thomas Evans.
All right. Graham, anything? You won't hear very long, but... Okay. Kenny, plug away.
Skipping right to me? Okay.
Sorry.
Plug.
I'm the Mental Outlaw. My YouTube channel is Mental Outlaw Studios. I talk about atheism and drugs and stupid shit that people do, and I kind of feel like making a video about BDSM today, so you might see that if you go over there. I have 780-something subs, so you might be my 800th subscriber. Go down in history as that.
100,000.
No, 800th.
Oh, I thought you said 780,000.
The fuck? Pay attention,
You're
Sid.
a mental outlaw. What do I know? Okay.
My subscribers may get to 3 digits one day.
One day.
I can only dream. How about you, Lindsay? Anything to plug?
Oh,
Any
I'm
final words?
Lindsay Lou, the person that changes their religion a lot. I'm open to suggestion right now, and I really don't give a fuck. My YouTube's Lindsay Lou or Raven649. I make vlogs about my shitty life.
Okay, so
And happy
awesome.
Pride to everyone.
What's your religion du jour?
What?
What's your religion today? What are you?
I open to suggestion.
No, well,
Because
what
they
are
are
you
Satanism.
today? Before Satanist, Muslim, Jew, atheist, what? Deist,
Jedi.
I
Jedi.
don't give a fuck.
How about?
All right. Okay. Well, with that, we'll just move on to Lou.
Oh, sure.
Plug away, Lou.
Look, I haven't been doing anything. I'll start doing stuff here in about probably 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So my channel will become active again.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. I want to invite all of you next week to come back next week if you so desire. Graham, that includes you when you wake up. Hello. Oh, there you are. Okay, that's good. I also want to thank everybody for watching us live, all 8 of you. You've been watching Reason Speak on Secular TV. I am Sidney Winston and Ask an Atheist. Both channels you can see on YouTube. I didn't put much there, but check it out. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.